Before I actually start. This is a big day. This is like the biggest interview I've ever done. Like, I'm kind of shook right now. Why?
For us? Little old what? My dog.
I know, right?
Appreciate it, dog, man.
Why are y'all, I was going to say, why are you? Why are y'all Hit Theory?
All right. We just all answer at the same time.
If you
We're not
guys
doing
all
that.
scream over each other, it will make for the best audio experience.
I know what Ibrahim's thinking.
Right, Jack.
Yeah, so why we hit there? I mean, we got the theory for hits.
Oh.
Nah, I'm just playing.
I didn't do the science. I didn't.
Shit. We've been making music for a long time, all of us, and it's been, I think, 7 years since I met the first guy out of Atlanta. He's on the team, Truant.
Okay.
Shout out Truant. Not here yet. We'll see him tomorrow. But yeah, I met him on a Twitter DM. Started from there, making music, and then I've been out to Atlanta, back and forth, and it's been like a brotherhood, friendship type of thing, and just been closer and closer and closer. And then we finally got to a point where, like, man, what are we doing? What are we trying to do? I was like, let's get something going. We had a little something going. We need some more. And I found out about Sync, which is music and media.
All right.
Right.
For anyone who's watching right now, aspiring artists, what is Sync?
Sync, that's a good question. That's a good question. Yeah. Sync is like music and media, so like film, TV, ads, anything like that. So it's like literally synchronizing your music to media. So anything with an image.
Got it.
So yeah, that's kind of our main goal for Hit Theory is to work on Sync and then obviously just make some dope shit. So
for sure.
Yeah.
So I love that point where you say, you get together, like, what are we doing? So when you decided what you're gonna do, Hit Theory, for anyone watching right now, what is Hit Theory in general? I know you said you guys work on Sync, but if an artist is watching saying like, man, like I'm trying to get my friends together and get something happen, make something happen, what is that?
The process?
No, not the process, like the actual, you're called Hit Theory.
Yeah.
So like, what is it that you do on a day-to-day? Like, you got how many artists do you have?
Yeah, there's okay, I got you.
Yeah.
There's 6 of us. We got Junior, Truant, Dubby, me, and Charlie. And yeah, I mean, we all tackle little different things. Junior's our like catalog manager. He works on our disco. That's how you got that song earlier, got all the uploads.
I love that song, by the way.
Y'all go here.
Yeah.
Ebe does all our release work, so I work with him and Charlie. Charlie works with him as well. We work on getting releases ready and pitching the songs. Charlie's our marketing guy, so he's got a little degree, but he's a little bit more knowledgeable. But he's got great direction for like the art, the visuals, all that stuff. So he's big on, like, someone's like, I'm kind of stuck on this. He just hit him up. He's like, do this, and we're like, oh, that was what we needed. Dubby is just the
Dubbygotbars.
He's the guy.
Right. Dubbygotbars.
He's the guy. He can make content. He was making content like 2 hours ago. He can make content. He's an engineer, but most of all, a dope ass artist. Yeah. Dope ass artists can sing. Even if you don't want to think it, he can sing good.
Admit it.
Right.
Well, I mean, the song I heard that they'll hear.
Exactly.
I like singing. I just, when in Sync, they really love pop, R&B, just singing records for Sync related media.
Right.
And I like doing that. But when you make 4 or 5 singy songs in a row, and I have bars. It's a sentence. Dubby has something, and this is what I have. I have bars. I really like the rap portion, but Sync really loves pop a little more. So I don't hate it, but sometimes you just gotta do a little more singing.
Well, I mean, because now that I'm understanding it, Sync, if you're synchronizing it literally to bigger media platforms, I'm assuming, unfortunately or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, it's about marketability to a wider audience, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
100%. So tell me about you singing, but your name is Dubbygotbars, right? So now I'm from Cali. When you say bars, like I think you're rapping, right?
Yes.
Now you're from a different state. What state are you from?
I'm from PA, but I live in Atlanta.
Got you.
But I don't know. That's always the core. That's been the core for me for a long time, is the lyricism, the cleverness, trying to be witty, working on flows and the rap portion of it. And the Dubbygotbars thing, just side note, came about for legal reasons.
Okay.
I had to just add the got bars to Dubby. Dubby's. It was always Dubby for a long time. I just had to add the got bar. My website was Dubbygotbars.com.
Okay.
But I've always been Dubby. But for legal reasons, I just had to keep the got bars on there, which is annoying as shit. But
But I actually think it's fire though. I actually think that Dubbygotbars is like, damn, that's fire. Like, do we got bars? Like that makes me, if I don't know who you are,
ridiculous amounts.
Yeah, exactly. It makes me want to ask the question and find out.
But then if you go through our sync catalog, you're probably gonna hear more singing than anything because that's what they want. You know what I mean? That's that
versatility though. You know what I mean?
You know, that's what they want. But I don't mind doing it. I like doing it or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. It just kind of. You got to just do what you got to do. I don't know. Whatever they want, you just have to attack it. So it's like, this dude's singing la 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 la, and he's supposed to have bars. Where are his bars at? Well, they're not required for this. You know what I mean?
So you're telling me that you'll be in the booth like, man, if I could just put like an 8-bar right here, this would soothe. What soothes your soul more, the singing or the rapping?
Oh, rapping,
hands down,
tenfold.
Gotcha.
But I don't dislike it. I don't dislike singing at all. I love it. It's just, we just sang today, guy. We just did a singing song. Can we?
Y'all just came from the studio?
I mean, that was a rhetorical. It was like it was a scenario. But we just made a sing song for this sync and this sync. Like, I don't know.
I do want to stick on that point real quick before I move on to you because you could sing too. Right, you were the first profile I clicked on when you sent me the profiles. I'm like, oh, this guy can sing, right? I'm like, damn, this is crazy. But what you were describing right now was sync. It reminds me a lot of what I hear a lot in mainstream, because I listen to a lot of music industry podcasts, and a lot of what artists are talking about is kind of like raging against the machine, almost like, man, my label wants me to do this, but I really want to do that. So I have a question for you guys. Obviously, I'm not trying to ruin any business you guys have out there. Like, how do you manage and balance what your heart wants and what you have to do?
That's a good question.
Every day.
We actually had a business meeting in Atlanta. This is our second time getting up, doing just a lot of business related stuff. But we went down to Atlanta and we had all got in the session finally because we all live in different places. He's in Cali. They're the rest of the team's in Atlanta and I'm in Connecticut. Yeah. So, a lot of it's like through, like we're sending files to each other, creating that way. And when we got down there, we all were like, because we started like in January January. And it was like, we got a little burnt out because we were doing everything for sync and our personal music careers. We're like, because our personal music is what we, fuels our soul. And so, we all start, right? Exactly. And so it was a long, we had like a 3-4 hour conversation about how to take like what we love and what fills our soul and that still being applied to syncs because that's what hit theory is. And so, Dubby gave us like a great, like, Dubby's got like the, Dubby's like, for sure.
Dubby got speeches.
Like Mel Gibson Braveheart type shit, bro. Like, he's inspired, bro. I was in the seat enthralled. Bro. I was like, Because he was like, yo, do what we love. He was like, because most of the time, that's going to be good enough for sync. He was like, because we're amazing. And I was like,
everyone's already talented enough to make an amazing song.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's already, everybody can already make that amazing song that we're working with. So it's like, you don't have to think so much sync all the time. Let me reiterate that doing songs for sync, they're very particular. Right. BPM, key, vibe. They need a hook here. They need it to start here. It needs to sound like this. There's no cursing. You can't go too in depth lyrically. Right. They need to be vague so everyone understands. And you can't be so much of yourself. You have to kind of be surface level with how you do it. You know what I mean? So that sometimes can be, it strays from everyone's personal artistry, I guess. You know what I mean?
I understand that. But so actually, before I get to that, I do want to go back to something. It's Eve, right? I'm going to start saying it.
So I.B., they call me Eve, like I.B., it's I.B.HiM, which is a play of my name. My name's Ibrahim, but
was exactly, and that's what's messing me up. Is I got a homie that goes by I.B., but I call him Eve.
Yeah.
I don't know if he likes that. I don't know if he likes that.
And I took him to I.B.'s yesterday.
I.B.'s?
Oh,
Okay.
he got a shirt.
Oh wait.
He told me he had to get a shirt.
Damn,
Yeah,
bro.
it was IB slaps.
That's
Okay.
that's where I met
Shout
these
out
guys.
IB.
Yeah.
Well, it was right
Your
before that, but we
cheesesteaks
went to
are good.
I.B.'s.
Yeah.
Yeah, facts.
But some IB said you guys are all essentially separated, right? Well, a majority of you guys are in Atlanta. You're out here in Cali, and then you're in Connecticut. Is it hard to work creatively in a totally separate environment? Or if it's not, how do you guys get it done?
I'd say like yes and no.
Yeah,
It's different being in the same room, obviously. I mean, when we're in the same room, it just like he's like last night he's like sitting over me like do this, and he's like wait hold on let me let you do the thing, and then we're like and I'm sitting there making
ourselves, so it's like we all got different
Right.
processes.
I'm like making the instrumental, and they're both over there, and I can hear them in the back just going, "Oh, say that," like, dude. So it's like it's definitely a different vibe when we're creating together. But we definitely hop on like video calls and stuff, and we do stuff on video calls a lot, and we just have a lot of organizational tools and our own like little cloud system where we share files. So we've kind of worked a lot of that into helping us get stuff done a little bit more like streamlined instead of like 20 different emails about something. There's like just a file folder, super easy.
And then we structure sometimes like studio sessions, like video,
Yeah.
like yo, I'm working on X, Y, and Z. I'm gonna lay this down and I'm gonna send it to you. All right, bet, cool. I got it. I lay something else down. What you think? Cool. We here. We square. All right, bet. Then we send it Jack. Yo, we need to mix this for X, Y, and Z for this date or whatever. So we get it done.
It comes out. Sometimes it comes out cooler than if we're in the same room. I think because they'll do something that I haven't even heard. Like, because when I hear them in the back doing something, like I know what's gonna happen or whatever. But when I hear them send something back, I'm like, okay, like man, I wouldn't even think they were gonna do that. And then I can add stuff to the song on the production side or whatever that complements it and send it back, and then they send something different, and it's like a back and forth type of thing.
Now, I like that you said that, because now that I think of it, when you guys are talking about sync and how it kind of limits the creativity, if you're in your own space, like if you're creating in your own room or your own studio, maybe it's just you and an engineer, you have the opportunity to essentially dictate, hey, I'm going to hit the note this way, or I'm going to say this. If they don't like it, they're going to have to email me that shit back, right? Right. But they're going to have to email me that first, right? See what I can deliver. And then if you don't like it, cool, we can make the changes. So I have a question. Every artist who either gets into a collective or into a group, I feel like at some point is going to happen. It could be 20 years down the road, 20 days, 20 seconds. Bumping heads. How do you guys manage, like... Oh, did I hit a nerve?
No.
We fight, but we duke it out.
All right. If Dubby really wants something way A, right? You want something way B, and then IB wants something way C.
It goes way A.
Every time. Screw you.
Nah, we good about handling that stuff.
Yeah.
We're good about communication and figuring out. There's always little things like that, and they're usually just so stupid.
Yeah,
just
a little
stupid.
thing.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Give me one. I want one. If you can.
What was that last one with was it with the artwork or something? Like,
Yeah, we had like a weird artwork thing.
like, is this even a fight? I can't even tell.
Yeah, we were like having trouble picking artwork and like doing themes and like, well, we have to have a theme. Well, we have to do this. Well, we have to do this. And then I think, yeah, and I was like, all
I'm
right.
like, all of them are good.
Yeah. Well, I think I hopped on a call with Charlie, and I was like, this is stupid. Like, we just need to have the main artist just pick whatever they want, and there doesn't need to be a theme. Let's just slap the target on there and call it a day, and we roll with it. Like,
and we all was like, you know what? Yeah.
and now haven't even talked about it since.
Yeah, have it. Yeah.
Just a thing.
As soon as we get everyone's ideas and input in, and we're like, oh, you know what? Actually, let's simplify it. Yeah, and everyone's like, yeah, actually, yeah. So it's not too hard.
I like that. Dubby got pet talks. Only because I want to hear what the pet talk
Confused
is.
with pet talk. You said pet talk.
DPT.
I'm a dog whisperer.
I need you, if you could, please, there are artists out there right now where I ask that question and they probably will never speak to another artist friend again or someone because of a minor disagreement, like maybe a cover art. What advice could you guys give to an artist out there if they're starting or whatever? That's
if you get in any type of argument over cover art, you're soft. Like you're just soft. That's such a waste of time. It's so stupid.
Right.
It's so stupid. It's like, it's just, sometimes you gotta learn to take the back seat, especially if your ass did not make the cover art.
right.
If that's the case and you have an issue with it, then you need to make it yourself. Or you say, thank you for doing something for me, but I'm gonna go a different route. But I mean, I don't know. Little arguments to me, just across the board, go ahead. No. Just across the board, little arguments to me are so stupid. Like, you know the common goal. Hey, are you ad-libbing?
No, I was gonna say something. I would tell them, like, you think about the goal, right? It's like, what are we trying to work towards, right? Is this little thing, this discrepancy, this disagreement, is this important? Is it really important?
It's never.
If it's not that important, bro, and this shit don't get you towards the goal, then let's
move on.
Let's move on, bro. Because it's like, we got shit. Yo,
some people are stubborn. Some people, you know, in the music industry, there's a lot of egos. That's the biggest thing you got to deal with is people's egos, bro. And honestly, everyone has to realize, like, if you are a rapper in a small town and you just have a couple tiny connections and they just a rapper over here, a singer over here, and there's egos that you don't like dealing with, then don't deal with. Like, you don't have to. There's literally, what's the stat? 100,000 songs being uploaded a day.
I think it's 160.
Yeah, it's a crazy amount, and there's so many artists, and the internet allows you to be open to all of them. Right. So it's like, if they not the guys, if they not the people that you can work with, that and you butt heads too much, just work with someone else. It don't need to be something that affects you negatively because you're doing this, they're doing that. You just separate yourself. It don't.
That's one thing I do want to shout out to.
What we doing, bro? It's like, it's lunchtime. Like, we got other shit to do, bro. Like,
you do not have egos there. Like, waste time. And we got some of the most talented artists I've ever worked with and heard. Like, and like, for them not to have egos, bro, that's like one of the reasons I'm like work with them. It's like I love it. I mean, I guess but like not the imposing ego.
It's like,
I want to touch on what you said, Dubby, about the songs being uploaded. That's like kind of how I look at it too. Is like there is so much stuff being made. You could get hung up on something and then never hear that song, never drop that song, never show anyone that's whatever. And it's like there's 150,000 other songs getting uploaded a day. Like, this small issue isn't as significant. Like, you're one song. Like, just move on. Like you said, move on, get to the goal. It ain't that serious. Sometimes there's a serious thing here and there, but that's when you gotta be,
that's when you gotta use. You gotta like have like, I don't want to say big boy talk to diminish it, but it's more so like, hey, you know what? I'm feeling this way or this passionate about it because of X, Y, and Z, right? And then everyone comes to a middle ground. And if you can't, you can't. I mean, like you said, not even about the 160,000 songs thing. It's more so about there are so many people we can work with in this world, right? And there are so many different people that we could appease to, like a fan or something, that we don't have to be any one thing anymore. This is not the 80s or 70s. Like this is 2024. What are we talking about? So I like that. I want to shift gears a little bit. I.B., I have a question, and it comes out of envy. Okay, me. I don't know you personally. Okay, right? But as a rapper, one of the first things I tried doing when I was younger was sing. And I think I hit a, and I was like, never again am I ever going to.
Sharp right there. And you're not too far from the actual note.
He has perfect pitch. He knows.
You didn't know. You have perfect pitch.
Actually, no. So I have a question. When did you discover you could sing? And what did that mean to you?
That was a dope question.
I appreciate you. I practiced that all day in the mirror.
Young, and I was trying to see the girls when I was like,
I'm about to say he got dumped. He got dumped, and then he had to get it back. Sing his way back.
I was probably like 8 or 9.
Okay.
And I was just singing. Oh my God, Ibrahim singing to me. I'm like, cool. And then and it wasn't until like I was 18 when I first got in the studio. I was like some hood dudes, you know what I'm saying? Like they was like, yo, sing something. And it was trash, right? But like, cause they don't know how to sing, so it was good to them. So I'm like, cool. I got home and I heard, I was like, this is not it. And then I had moved to New Orleans and I started working on it again at 25.
I want to hear that.
You hear the track? I do not.
What made it, actually, I want to know, what made it bad? Why do you think
it was just the cadence, the delivery. It was just, outdated sound. Like it was.
So was it corny or was it like?
It was corny.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
It was corny.
But I also didn't have I didn't have a sense of my voice identity like in an artist either. So you know how that goes. Like I don't like like that first stage of anyone's career or like when you're trying to work on, you're really like finding like yourself in that flow, what you really, really like. And so now I'm in that space where I like.
Okay, so
No, he a dog.
This is the pet talk.
That boy can sing.
yeah, I know, and I heard it. So from 18 to now, what do you think was key in finding your identity as an artist? I want you to answer that after as well.
Not being able to,
Honestly, I had it a little bit, but I think after my first project, so I dropped the project in 2019, and then after that, that's when I found like that pocket, and I was like, oh, I kill it in this pocket.
Gotcha.
And then I had met them in 2020.
I think I met you.
20
I actually talked to you
22?
until like 22, but I think you
Pandemic?
Yeah.
So you got like a hold of my beat in 2020 though.
Yeah, and so like when I got up with them, and we had something called the Cook Cabin I went to. And that's when I like worked with a bunch of artists, and I didn't realize I was like, oh, I could do all these different types of things, and that opened me up to like being experimental. And I was like, oh, I'm not just a singer like at all. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I rap on some tracks that we do for syncing and stuff like that. So I was like, yo, this is crazy. So but yeah, I would say not being afraid to experiment, and then just after my first project is when you know what I'm saying.
Dubby, same question for you. When do you feel like you found yourself? Actually, what I want to know is, I asked you when you knew you had bars, right? But when do you feel like you found yourself as an artist?
I think that it's a continual thing that you're always changing. So I feel like I found myself, but then in a year it's going to be kind of like, I don't know. I guess I found myself this year because I'm sounding like this. Right. And I feel like it's a continuous change, but I think the main thing that I realized, like the industry and the sound of the industry is not you. It's not you as an individual. Sure. You don't have to. I was going to curse. Can you curse on him? Yeah. Okay, you don't have to dick ride the industry and the sound that all the big wigs on the radio are making. You don't have to just obsessively make that type of, like, you need to stay true to you. And I realize there's been a lot of moments where I'm like, I would try to do things that the majority of the listeners of the hip hop scene that they would want. The commercial vibe, they would want me to do it like this. But I do weird shit. I like weird shit. And I need to do my weird shit, or I just feel like, I'm like, what am I doing? Right. If I don't do it the way that I feel is me, what the fuck am I doing? You know what I mean? So, and it sometimes it hits and sometimes it not. I send things to these people all the time and I'm like, oh, they haven't hit me back in like 3 days. They hate that shit. Like, I do beat switches and try to like keep switching flows and do completely different things that are kind of like not the norm, but I get bored because industry today is just hook verse done, and there we are, and it's just you got a 808, a kick, a hi-hat, and a snare, one little fucking synthesizer dicking around, and then and then the song done. It's like, I don't know, bruh. Drake can do what he do, but not everybody can be him. Yeah. You know what I mean? So don't worry about that. Just do it the way that you want to do it. Don't think about the outside perspective. Make sure you love it first. Because if you love it, you can stand behind it in any capacity. Make the music that you want to listen to. Exactly. That has changed my perspective on making music so much, right? Because there will be songs that I'm like going through, or like beats I'm going through, like, man, I really like this. I'll start writing. I'm like, outside of the words, do I even want to listen to this beat by itself?
If the answer is no, I move on. I could have loved every single thing I wrote. I can use that 16 somewhere else if I need to.
Yep.
You know? So
Move it around.
exactly. So Jack, I want to ask you, one, do you do anything vocally? Like I know you drum. I know you do. But like, have you ever tried vocals?
Condolangus
Yeah.
rhyme.
Yeah, I do demos and I write. We have some songs that I've done where
I figured because you're a songwriter that you would have like demos and like
Yeah.
reference tracks, things
definitely,
like that.
yeah, especially like sometimes I'll just be making like a beat or something or whatever it is, and
Yeah.
I'll be like, damn, I could maybe write something of this. I just
He Adele, low key.
Yeah.
hello.
Hello.
But yeah, no, I'll just start writing something and then I'll just like stop making the beat and just like write a whole hook or verse or something, and then I'll be like, oh yeah, I was doing a beat, and then go back and then sometimes I'll like record it real quick on like a shitty microphone instead of like actually plugging in everything just to get the idea and then
Yeah.
shoot it over to them or whatever. But yeah, I mean,
Man.
there's some songs in our
bangers actually.
yeah, there's some songs
And the
in the
reference?
catalog that
Yeah.
I wrote,
yeah.
at least the hook on or whatever. But yeah, I mean, yeah, no, definitely right. Definitely got some vocals up there. I mean, they were just telling me, I showed them a track yesterday. They're like, you're like, yeah, you just stay on that. Don't give it to True. They're like, you just
have so and so. Nah, bro, like you.
It's
yeah,
right,
like
it's right where it needs to
good
be.
tonality,
And
good
it's a
delivery.
new,
Like
it's a new sound that we haven't utilized yet. So it's
that part.
You know what I mean? Like everybody has a million tracks, but you don't have like any in the catalog with your voice.
There's nothing with
So
my
it's like
actual vocals.
That
like,
one fits
ready.
your voice very well. So it's like that's a new voice within the group.
See, that answered my next
So
question.
it's
Is
fire.
I wanted to hear like, hey, like, do you have something coming out with your voice on it? But I also wanted to ask you the same thing I asked them.
not.
That's great.
It's very bad.
When do you find yourself like saying, this is what I want to do? What was that moment for you?
That's a good question. Probably high school. Yeah, I mean, I've always been into music. I started doing drums when I was 4 years old. So
You say doing drums, right?
yeah.
I thought you said
Doing
doing
drugs.
I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie
I
to you.
was
That too.
I was in PK.
I was like, hey, what did the drugs do for you?
That's what they call it.
Well, you can see. No.
So you were drumming since you were 4?
Yeah, drums since I was 4. I picked up the guitar when I was like 7 or 8, and around high school, someone just like showed me FL Studio, and I was like, "Oh, this is cool." And I was just like putting, notes here, notes there, and then literally punching them in, and then I just kept doing it, and because I already loved music, but it was just an easier outlet. And I want to say sophomore year, I had some like weird like school project. They're like, do something that you've done at home, and I did it and showed the class or whatever, and I was like, oh, that was cool. Like people fuck with it, like
Yeah.
And I just kept doing it, and I don't know. It's just sometime in high school, I was like, this is it. I'm gonna just never stop
Doing
making
this.
shit. Yeah. And
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if I'm doing trap or R&B or whatever it is. I'm like, I'm gonna just, if I feel like it, I'm gonna just do it, and if I don't feel like it, I'm gonna still do it.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. I got one last question for y'all before we plug socials, okay? I want to know from each of you, I want to start with you, Betrayal, your favorite song that's released from Hit Theory.
Oh shit, that's a good one.
Ooh, damn.
We don't have that.
Can someone pull up a list? I gotta make sure I know.
It could
I'm
be
not
something
missing
that
it.
maybe is directly from Hit Theory. Maybe you guys are featured on.
Man,
There was a country song I heard on the way over.
Oh,
yeah, that came out like 2
Yes.
weeks ago. Yeah, that's actually with Cuff.
Oh,
we
that's Cuff.
collaborate with
Yeah,
him all the
Cuff is
time.
even,
Yeah.
Hey, no disrespect to country. That's just not my thing. But I heard that. I'm like, I didn't know if I had just stumbled on a different artist or something. I'm like, oh, that's part of your guys' thing.
Yeah,
so that was
like,
cool.
I lay guitar.
And he
on
a
that-
close,
on that one.
he a close friend of all of us at work. He used to live in Atlanta. He just moved to Mississippi, but we've been working with him. Everyone's been working with him for a
Cuff,
long
yeah.
time.
Yeah.
So we do a
Yes.
He just has a very unique style that a lot of us we can't hit the way that he hits a certain style.
He got that southern twang.
So we
bro.
always kind of try, and when we have country related or rock related things, we reach out to Cuff. Shout out Cuff, bro. You killing it, bro.
Facts,
You killing it,
Cuff
bro.
season, bro.
Facts.
Yeah, he's killing it, and we reach out to him to do so. That's the Ghost in the Holler joint. Yeah.
Favorite though, that damn.
I'm-
I feel like my favorite is not released yet, but it drops next Friday.
which is Night Drive.
Night Drive.
Night
That's my
Drive is
favorite.
fire.
For the people who are listening right now, Friday, what date?
Nah, November 15th.
November
Yeah,
15th.
Friday, November 15th. Night Drive 85. So I don't know if you heard Moonlight.
I have.
The 80s style. It's like that, but it's
He
more
said,
like
"I have."
it's like more like it's like more 80s.
He's like,
It's like I feel like it's a little bit more 80s. I feel like that was like a little more contemporary, but this one I really like making 80s tracks, at least right now. For last
I like it.
year I've been on it. But yeah, I think that song, but like release right now, probably this just in like that. I mean, I don't know. I have a special place with that song. Like I took like 12 hours on the instrumental. Like,
This just in. Okay.
No, that's not. For me, so I mean, I'm biased. So Dark Side of the Moon for me, like, I'm all about imagery. Like, I love storytelling. So like, anytime something paints a picture and I'm like in it, and they also got like some of my favorite rappers up there. Like, you know what I'm saying? They got Junior Charles and they got Dubby up. You don't like that song? Bro, the hook goes. Anyway,
it's not Dubby's turn yet.
So like, yeah. So
allowed to like what you
That is your favorite? Hell no.
but I'm saying, released.
That'd be crazy.
Dark Side of the Moon is one of my. I love this just in because for me, like I did a whole rebranding. Like I released music on an older name anyway, but like so this just in, we released it and we did it organically and it organically did numbers like out the freaking gate. Like 2 weeks we had 40K like streams on Spotify and it was like I was like yo what, like this is nuts. And so I just from an artist who's like legit just re-releasing, so I'm basically new again, and so I was like just to have that I was like, oh, this is amazing, this is pretty dope. And then that track for me felt like one of our most cohesive, fun, interactive tracks as a unit, like for Hit Theory. Like we were all tapped in the session, like all in our own spaces, sending music back and forth. I mean, like minutes.
that's kind of the first one that kicked off Hit Theory. This is like we started and I got a brief like 7 days later. A brief is just that's what the music supervisor's like. Oh, it's kind of for like this scene. This is kind of what's going on.
Yeah,
these
for sync, right?
Yeah, exactly. So we got that brief, which is crazy because it's like that's for sync, but it's commercial, I guess, right?
Yeah, right.
But
We did that for a commercial too.
yeah, we did it for a commercial, a little Old Navy commercial.
That's so fire.
Didn't get placed, but still, like now we can go somewhere else.
Like fun pop track, and it's great. And I didn't even do a lot of writing on that, which is great. Like Junior wrote like my whole verse, and I mean I had a couple little bit off, but like he wrote it, and I was like, and I'm at the studio, I'm like, oh, bet like. And then laid it down and sent it, and then like I get the rough mix back, and then the master. I'm like, yo, this shit goes hard.
I was like on vacation in Tahoe, like working on the mix. When I would come home, I would be like on the laptop working on the mix on vacation. Like that song we
OT, bro.
Yeah, that song they got the deadlines. Like you got 3 days to get this done.
Yeah, Jack put in hella time on that joint.
Yeah, he did.
So for the people listening, remind them what song you're talking about because
this just in.
This just in. The same one that you say is your favorite. So Dubby, what is your favorite? You're sending us home, man.
Man.
Deep in thought. I like it.
And there's so many, and I don't remember.
We only have a few released, though.
I know, that's the thing.
I know, yeah.
I've been listening, looking them all in the disco, and looking through all these songs, and I know like a couple that are released, but sometimes I forget which ones are out and which ones are not.
I'll tell. Then give me an unreleased. How about that?
I will.
Yeah, there we go.
That is what I'll do. I would say the joint. And everybody came to Atlanta. We were making a shit in the studio. This joint called Dangerous. It's like a dance hall joint, and it don't fucking miss.
It don't miss, man.
It's just so. And I just engineered the joint and helped write and help move shit around while him and True and then Junior got a part. I mean, it is so good, bro. I love it.
Yeah, no, like, we'll let you listen to it. We'll let you listen to it after, bro.
Yes, we do have it on us, don't we?
Yeah, we have everything with disco.
Yeah.
That's fine. Everything with disco.
Not sponsored.
Shout out to the disco. But yeah, I think that would be the one that comes to mind quickly.
Yeah.
Dark Side of the Moon. I didn't mean to like rag on it. I like it. I'm basically on whatever, bro. I don't know. It started as a kind of a throwaway and an idea, and then we ran with it, and it worked with something, and then we kept it, and it did the thing that we wanted to do, I guess. But I never was like, I don't know. I think we should do it differently. I don't know, but it was. We all have those songs. I didn't like my verse on it. I think that's the main thing. I like the hook. I just didn't like my verse.
And I feel like that's what it was going to go down to. Like I have songs where I'm like, there's no way that this is my top song on Spotify. This is not my favorite song of mine, but that's what the people like.
Always how it happens.
Once you submit it to the world, it is no longer yours to dictate. Like, I mean,
Oh yeah.
you can say what you want, like, this is my favorite performance, but other people are going to say, honestly, this is your favorite song.
Yeah.
That one?
Yeah.
Well, since he was saying that, I was going to just say no.
Where can the people follow? First of all, thank you guys so much for coming out here.
Thank you.
Absolutely, bro.
Okay,
Thank you, man.
we're statewide. So you, Pennsylvania, but you're out in Atlanta, and
I'm out in Connecticut.
Connecticut, California, right? Bay Area.
Bay Area.
So all over the United States. Tell the people where they can follow you guys at.
You can follow us on everything: Spotify, Instagram, whatever. Hit Theory, hit.theory on Instagram, and then just Hit Theory on everything else. And personal, I'm Prod Betrayal.
_ I.B.HiM _ on Instagram and TikTok.
Dubbygotbars on everything.
On everything.
No spaces, no
Lots of
caps.
consistency.
There we go. Thank you guys for coming out to the show. Remember, when you think nobody's listening, somebody is. Have a good night.
Yes.
And that's on them GDs and the BDMs and everything.
and them cues.
We're gonna do the clip part. So just want you guys to look straight into the camera, whatever pose you guys want.
Yeah, make sure
Branding.
Oh yeah, make sure the brand's out.
Branding.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Perfect. All right. Thank you, boys.